Hi everyone, I'm going to show you what I've been working on this morning, which is the Deer and Doe trousers, which I showed in my latest, I think it was in the Friday Sews video, which is the Acajou trousers. So these are flat at the front, elastic at the back, and they're sort of cocoon shaped. So they are supposed to come out. There's two options. There's like the sort of cargo-y joggers, but I went with option A, which is more like just a tapered trouser. I've made them all morning. I've made them out of some old curtains that my dad gave me just as like a trial garment, because I didn't want to spend money on fabric, because I have been trying to make trousers, pants for a few years now and with no success. I'm currently in, I'm going to show you, I'm wearing ready-to-wear jeans with stretching, but I really want to have some nice trousers which can be casual or smart. I thought these were going to be ideal. I've said in previous videos the difference between my waist and my hip is about 10 inches. So pull-on trousers usually have so much at the waist because I've had to pull them over my hip, and then it's just too much bulk. So I thought these, because they have a zip front fly, elastic at the back, that they would be ideal because I'd be able to get them on easier, and then I wouldn't need all the bulk at the back. I will show you, I'm going to put them on now. They look awful, but I thought I would just show you what issues I'm having and why I can't just make trousers up out of the packet like so many vloggers seem to be able to do, because I just can't get it right. I'm getting terrible static from the cans, these are really itchy, but this is what it looks like. So you can see that they go out. Okay, that's obviously the shape they're supposed to be. I can barely get my hands in the pockets. They are so tight. Like, there's elastic in here. That's clearly not even gathered. And when I double check the pattern, there's only actually 2 1/4 inch excess, like ease. So I just assumed, I didn't check it. I just assumed as it was elasticated at the back, it would have quite a bit. That's why it needs to be gathered in. But like 2 1/2 inches, surely that would be just a normal wearing ease. That wouldn't be enough for like elastic. Anyway, I have slightly maybe underestimated my measurements after Christmas. So like, yes, there's a little bit of excess here, but it's so tight around here. So I did shorten the front crotch by about 1 inch. I haven't done anything to the back crotch, but I did add about 1/2 inch of rise at the centre back, because sometimes I find that trousers just dip down, so I just increased that so it wouldn't dip. And it's not, if you look, it's not dipping. That's nice and straight across my back. It's so tight here, so if I get to sit down, it's just skin tight. So I can add extra at the waist and the hips, despite being at the very largest size for this pattern, which is just ridiculous. Yes, I can barely get my hands in. I mean, the pockets are really deep, but here I just can't, can't really get my hands any further. But it's really the rest of the leg. I have turned these up so that they weren't hitching up, so you can see the way they hang. And so I guess they are a bit static. Let me plant out of the way. But they're just, there's just masses of ease, like here, and at the back of the knee, back of the knee is like crazy. I don't know if you can even see, but this is what they look like from the back. This is all the excess, all here. So after like my bum, down here, there's just handfuls of fabric. I feel like I'm wearing like horse riding jumpers, so they should be like that. Look, the shape of them. So obviously, you know, they're cocoon. I can taper that in slightly. Well, I just don't know what to do. I mean, that's really ugly and it feels awful, and it's really out of proportion with the trousers. So I don't know. Day 1, I'll keep you posted. I was going to give up for the day, but then I just turned them inside out and pinned them down one leg, and I thought I'd just show you where I'm at. So this side is still as it is. This side I have pinned to slim the leg down, and I think it's looking a lot better because it gets, like you'll see, so that's all that bulk there. I don't have that necessarily. I don't want to overfit because then it means you can only really make them in a stretch cotton, and I was just going to try them in a non-stretch woven for the fit, so I do need to obviously then allow for wearing ease. So I don't know, still a little bit here. The big issue now is when I walk, and this is what happened before, the centre seam, instead of it goes down the centre of your leg, it's veering off, it's like pulling to the inside. So I think what I need to do is like move the seam, and so add more to the inside leg, to the inner thigh, and just take it off the outside of the leg. So what I might do is just try it on one leg and just chop it up and play around with some pins and see if I can just move that center line, if I can. So then it's because previously when I tried the Sure Fit Designs and the pants kit, the line, or the seam going down the outside of my leg kept going to the back, I think it was, because I found out my legs sort of bend backwards, and so it was pulling the seam to the back, and I had real problems with it. But this one, the seam is down the straight of the outside of my leg, so that seam is fine. So I don't want to mess around with that one, but obviously there's something going on here. I mean, there's plenty of ease in the trouser legs, but I think the seam, the way that the seams are set, because it's one piece at the back and then two pieces for the front leg, and I think I need to shift them around so I can get them to line up. So I'm going to give that a go. I might do that tonight, or I might wait and put some of that off until tomorrow. So signing off for today. Trousers day 2. I'll show you what I've done. And I have pulled the elastic in a bit at the back because like the pattern only has like the 2.5 inches of ease, but I have pulled it in. So I think that maybe would be like the illustration on the envelope where it shows gathering all the way along. It's maybe just a light gathering. Because they're too tight around like the hip area, I have opened out the side seam on each side. So when I try them on, I obviously then open out and I can see how much I need to add on each hip. So I've done that just well, I'll put them on. There's just below the pocket up to the top bit. I've also pinned out one, I'm making alterations to one leg and not the other, so I've got something to compare it with, so I'm keeping that leg as is, and then I can see what's happening. So I have pinned down to make it narrower because there's so much excess. And what else have I done? Oh yes, and because where the seam was going inwards, like at towards my knee, I thought that it was pulling, and so I have recut the panel which goes on the inside leg, and I've added about 2 inches to the inside leg, and that has helped to move the seam over. So I will try these on and hopefully not scratch my leg again with a load of pins, just so you can see where I'm at and what else I need to do fitting wise to get the adjustments correct. So, and when I recut the inside leg piece, I didn't cut it all the way up because this is all sewn in together. So there is like a weird join here because I literally just cut that extra panel from there downwards. So it's looking a bit strange. So, oh, let me just point you down a bit more. You can see all the mess on my sewing storage area. There we go. So this one this is the original, it hasn't been altered. This one has the seam. So, I mean, it's not that apparent when I'm standing there, but if I go to bend my knee, this seam here just slides to the inside. So this is the one which I've altered, and I've added more to the inside for it, inner leg. And so when I bend my knee, that seam does stay more or less where it should do. That's the one where it's like, it's pulling it to the inside, it's twisting it round. So I think I've got that right. So I know what I need to do on that. This is the the part that I've undone, because I don't need to add any extra here, because I mean, yeah, I'll come to that in a minute. So yeah, so I've unpicked that there and there, and what I'll do is, I have done it, I've like tested the fit by sitting down, because that's when you obviously need the most wearing ease, and then I can see how much I need to add to that seam on both sides. And what I will probably do is add it to the back piece, because I don't think I need any more, I don't need any more fabric at the front. It's just tight across here. So if I add from, where are we? So from here to here, I'm going to add a bit extra at the seam, but add it just to the back piece, because then on the waistband it can be gathered in with the elastic. So the last thing which needs to happen is just like all this here. It's just, this is the leg I have pinned, but it needs to be, just thinking, yeah, that is the leg I have pinned up. It's still, I mean, it's not too bad on the front, it's just at the back, look, there's too much here. So I think what I'll do is just pinch out some of the excess from the back piece only, so that the seam hopefully will still stay down like the centre of my leg on the side. I have, hang on, let me point you up. I have now run out of curtain fabric. Oh, and the other thing is, when I showed the waistband, I was like, oh, it overlaps, maybe, and it's not supposed to. Oh, maybe that's why it's tight. No, it's because one side of the waistband is supposed to be cut shorter than the other. Just the instructions aren't that clear, it's not that obvious. So it is just lined straight up. It doesn't have like that overlap, like flap on the waistband, the buttons. It's, I just cut it wrong. Yeah, so that's it really. I have run out of fabric to cut another pair of trousers out. So I have placed an order with Pound Fabrics for some black cotton fabric, and just hopefully I can then cut it out of more of a, perhaps a more drapier fabric to see what it looks like. But I wanted to do the main adjustments on this, and then I'm going to unpick it and then make a fresh pattern piece, and then try and make the pattern up from that before I then spend more money on like proper good quality trouser weight fabric. So that's what I'm up to. So keep an eye, if you keep an eye on my Instagram, which is Hales Sewing over on Instagram, that's my handle, and on here I will keep you updated, and hopefully at some point I will have some wearable trousers, but I've still got a few more tweaks to make. So thank you for watching. Please hit that subscribe button if you haven't done already, and then you'll be notified and keep up with what's going on.